We did it, y'all. 1,000 subscribers. Well, y'all did it. But what that really means is 1,000 people who are willing to question what they've been taught.
Yeah, and that matters more than a number. We wanted to create this video to celebrate 1,000 subscribers, but really to celebrate the viewers that have tuned in to the last 3 episodes and are holding space for this very critical conversation. I think the next question that we need to ask is, what does 1,000 subscribers actually mean?
I know, we didn't go into this like trying to be viral. We didn't go into this like seeking to have the most amount of followers. I think that as we saw people getting more momentum, we were like excited about it. But this was really about awareness, right? This was really about us building a space where we could think differently about education, about identity, about systems. And so we're really just grateful that you all are joining and embarking on this journey with us, which kind of brings us back to like the beginning of like, where did this start at?
Yeah. As a 7-year-plus educator, I've never really had conversations about the ways in which anti-Blackness shows up in a nuanced way in classrooms and in schools. I remember taking a course in my doctoral program in my first semester called Culture, Power, and Education. And when I took this course, I was very impressed and intrigued by the way in which the professor helped us name and identify the ways in which anti-Blackness shows up in all aspects of society, but specifically in the educational space. And I think after I heard that conversation, I was saying to myself, like, man, I've never had this conversation really in a meaningful way with other educators, except for Nell. And, I told her about, hey, I have this idea about, education in context, and I want to talk about, the ways in which anti-Blackness permeates within, school systems. And she was like, yes, let's do it. And
here we are. And the fact that 1,000 people said yes to that is so powerful.
Yes.
And I wanted to just move into like, what are people actually getting from our episodes when they tune in? Like we said, like this wasn't about going viral. It was about creating awareness. It was about people unlearning with us. It was about just like us realizing like people don't read. People don't read. They're not applying things that they're reading. They're not applying theory in the classroom. And we're like, how do we force these conversations to be happening when we're already having them in our like mundane experience? And so it's a space where we just start to think about things differently, not just so we can think about them differently and critique, but also so that we can move differently and change our actions, shape structures in a different way, shape systems in a different way. And we know that starts with mindsets.
Yeah, because we know what we don't name.
Baby, we normalize.
Yeah, and none of this conversation, everything that we've talked about, this doesn't exist without you, our audience, also having these same conversations. And so as we close out this video, I just want to continue to thank you for viewing and for tuning in to each episode. I also want to encourage you, if you want to, drop a comment in the chat. Let us know which episode most resonated with you and what other topics and or scholarship do you want to see us interrogate on a future episode of Education in Context.
And 1,000 is just the beginning. So let's get after it.
Yep, let's get after it.